This is the future.
Just like we always said, every time DE Pablo touches anything, it turns into gold. He did it with a lot of Warframe rework, and now, Grendel received the same treatment, and I can say that once the update drops, I'm definitely sure you will have some dumb fun with Grendel. Take note that this video is not only meant to recap the Grendel rework, but give you a full breakdown on how to obtain the full power potential of the Grendel rework. So, let's cut the long introduction and discuss the good stuff. First of all, Grendel passive will be more reliable now, since you will only need to hold 5 enemies inside the belly, and each enemies give 250 armor each, resulting to 1250 armor at max. This is a great survivability tool, considering the fact that Digital Extremes will be adding an arcane that has health scaling. I know Inaro's main will get excited with that arcane, but Grendel main can also benefit from this, since each time you acquire health orbs, there's a chance that your max health value will increase, making Grendel more beefy. But here's the catch though, we still don't know how reliable the activation of this new health scaling arcane. Will it work with Dispensary's universal health orbs, or any other abilities that drops health orbs? If it does, then will it pair well with Equilibrium? There are also abilities like Naza's Chakram that force drops health orbs, or even the Death Orb Sentinel that has a mod to force drop orbs. Overall, we will wait and see the effectiveness of this new health stacking arcane, and I hope it will be more reliable because it got lots of potential for crazy and fun builds. Just like I have said, you now can have 5 enemies inside Grendel's belly, and this means that the feast ability is no longer the main attraction for Grendel. I know many will hate this, especially Grendel mains, as they are now acquainted to the feast ability having to consume so much enemies, but I think it's a good move, since it doesn't benefit the Warframe well. Do take note that the more enemies you consume, the bigger the energy drain, and also, not all enemies can fit in the belly of Grendel. You can only consume trash mobs with feast, but not special units. So, I strongly agree with the changes that you can now only consume 5 enemies using feast, and this can fix the energy economy of the Warframe. Moving on, his second ability is one of the best universal buff right now after the rework. One press of a button and you will have all 3 buffs of Nourish. But instead of the normal buffs, Pablo added some extra flavor into the ability. Instead of the usual Nourish Strike, Energy and Armor, Grendel is now given a Nourish buff wherein he will have a retaliation feature once struck by the enemy that will proc 10 viral procs. Yes, viral procs, which means you can also use this in Helminth builds, since Nourish ability is the subsume ability for Grendel. Aside from the viral retaliation buff, you will have extra energy percentage gain per energy orb when the buff is on, and also, take note of the fact that you can also use Hearty Nourishment Augment in the build that grants status immunity. Overall, Nourish will become a great buffing ability not just for Grendel, but for all Warframes after his rework, and I can't wait to try it out on some of my Helminth builds. Lastly, Pablo decided to swap his third and fourth ability. Instead of being a meatball as the ultimate, the Pulverize ability is now his third and can be considered as a great utility and mobility skill for Grendel. When you are curled up in a meatball, you can cast all of Grendel ability, plus you have a healing feature when you are in meatball form. Not to mention that it is faster and more convenient to move around with Grendel while in his meatball form. I know many of you are looking for more benefits on this ability for farming and doing all sort of normal missions, but I can't wait how well this be with its augment named Catapult. With the changes on its movement capability, I wonder how fast I can get with Catapult in my build, and how agile Grendel can be. And there's the Regurgitate ability, which is now Grendel's ultimate. Instead of just throwing spit, you will now vomit saliva with strong toxin procs. And did I mention that it can now strip armor? Yes, the armor stripping allows you to deal massive toxin to enemies with this ability. This will also pair well with the Nourish buff, adding viral procs, and dealing massive toxin damage to enemies. I'm probably testing a nuke and group setup for Grendel when the rework is out, managing to make his second and fourth ability work together, along with a couple of things to make the toxin nuke damage even higher. Lastly, I would like to discuss shield gating with Grendel. Because of the faster casting of his ability, and high energy efficiency, you can spam his abilities now and take advantage of the shield gating mechanic. Overall, I can say that this is the best form of Grendel right now, and I can't wait to get my hands on this new reworked frame. Before you leave, I would like to know your thoughts about the Grendel rework. Is it good? Or is it missing something? Or do you like the old version? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you so much for watching. Squad Leader signing off.